leaving Monday morning. So I just wanted to know, will I be able to see you on Sunday?
No, I don't know. It's okay. You don't have to see me, and just as long as you tell me now, it's okay. Yeah. Just leave at your own convenience. Yeah. I thought you were staying longer.
Yeah, I thought.
Change your mind.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
I'm just gonna probably stay in Pattaya for like a night, and then decide possibly to Ajahn Martin.
Ajahn Martin in Udon, where someone who just went there, a Korean fellow.
Man. I got email from him.
I see. He likes it there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a different experience, like 5 monks. I've never been to that.
Yeah. Okay. You have to just keep on looking until you find the right pair of shoes to put on.
Yeah.
Finding a place to practice is like buying a pair of shoes. You have to find the one that fits you. Okay, no problem.
It's been great. Yeah, it's been a month.
A month.
I've been through.
You might come back again. Okay. All right. Is that all? All right. Did you have a chance to talk to the German monk who just came yesterday?
Not really.
I heard he wants to come and talk to me at 3 o'clock. Maybe he'll come. Okay. Come on, get kind. Sit down. Just leave it there. We have camera. Okay, that's enough. ไม่ต้องเข้ามาได้
Right.
ให้เข้ามาอีกก็ได้ Yeah, you can come closer. Come closer. You can come in. Come on. Yes, we have. Okay. Just make room for the camera. We are live on Facebook. Yeah. Tell everybody all over the world is watching right now.
Yeah.
พูดไทยได้ป่ะ
ก็เป็นคนไทยครับ
เป็นคนไทย
ชาวต่างประเทศมาอันนี้เจ้าว่าจะเป็นชาวสิงคโปร์
ชาวสิงคโปร์เป็นเจ้าอาวาสเหรอ
เจ้าว่าจะมา
ฮะมาเลเซีย
Đó.
ลืมถามพรรษาได้พรรษาอะไร
24ครับ
24เป็นคนไทยเหมือนกันเนี่ยจะเป็นชาวมาเลเซีย
ชาวมาเลเซีย
นี่เหมือนนั่งตามสบายคณะอะไรมามาเลเซียหรือสิงคโปร์หรือปนกัน
แต่ส่วนใหญ่จะเป็นชาวมาเลเซีย
มาเลเซีย
Can you sit here?
อีโป
Nè.
เมื่อ2 อาทิตย์ก่อนก็มาครั้งหนึ่งอีโปมาเมื่ออาทิตย์ก่อนก็มีชาวอีโปมากลุ่มนึงอีโปกับปีนังปนกันมาฟังภาษาอังกฤษรู้เรื่องแบบนี้หรือต้องแปลภาษาอังกฤษได้นะ You understand English?
Yes.
Okay. How many of you all together?
I think about 30.
30.
About 30.
I say, are all of you here now? Or?
Yeah, I think so.
So what is your purpose of your visit to Thailand?
Visit.
Just vacation, holiday, sightseeing?
To do Dana,
No,
Dana.
to do that.
Dhamma. Here Dhamma talk from the house.
How many days have you been here already?
This is 7 days.
7 days. Total 7 days.
7 to 8 days.
7 to 8 days.
Living.
Leaving
8
tomorrow.
days, about 8 days.
And where have you been?
We've been to Korat,
Korat.
one Nam Kiao.
วังน้ำเขียว
Yes. Then we went to Chiang Mai.
เชียงใหม่
In between we visit Long Po Pian.
หลวงพ่อเพียนหลวงพ่อเปลี่ยน
Long Po Pian.
in เชียงใหม่ and วังน้ำเขียวหลวงพ่อกันหา
Long Po Gan House birthday we attended.
and Korat who you see in Korat หลวงพ่อ what ฮะ and do you stay in temples or you stay in hotels
No, we stay in monastery.
monastery and do the teachers give you talk Dhamma talk
Yes.
and you have to have interpreter or do the teachers speak English translated by
When you short Dhamma talk, very short,
very short
very short Dhamma talk.
okay because you can only take short Dhamma so they don't give you long Dhamma because Dhamma you have to listen and then you have to apply it in your life, see. So if they give you a lot, then you cannot do it. So they only give you just enough for you, appropriate to your ability. For lay people, usually it's about dana and about sila, keeping the 5 precepts and giving dana, giving to charity, being kind, being helpful to your fellow human beings and animals. Treat them nice, treat them good, treat them well. Because whatever you do to others, you will get it back. This is the law of karma. So if you want to be treated nicely, you have to treat other people nicely. This is the principle of dana. And the same way principle of precept of the sila. You don't want to hurt other people. Because if you hurt other people or other beings, you will be hurt by them. This is basically for lay people. And if you want something more than that, it is about bhavana, or mind development. Bhavana means mind development, which includes meditation and vipassana, samatha and vipassana. Samatha is to calm your mind. Why do you have to calm your mind? Because when you calm your mind, you are happy. You can get rid of your sadness and your bad feelings when you bhavana. When you stop your mind from generating all these bad feelings. All the bad feelings are generated by your own mind, not by any other people. And once you can stop it from generating, then all your bad feelings will disappear temporarily. And then you will feel happy. But after you come out of your meditation, you start to generate new bad feelings through your delusion. Delusion means you seeing things not according to the truth. You see them according to what you want them to be, which is not the truth. You want to see things as happy, good for you, as lasting, as under your control. But in fact the Buddha said everything is not under your control. Everything is not lasting. And by their nature, it makes you unhappy because it contradicts your desire. Your desire is to have things to go according to your desire. But things, they usually don't go according to your desire. They go opposite of your desire. You want them to last, they don't last. You want them to be under your control, they are not controllable. Sometimes they are controllable, but sometimes they are not. And most of them eventually will be beyond your control. So when they are not under your control, you become sad, you become unhappy. But if you understand the nature of things and let them be, leave them alone, then you will not be unhappy. If you understand that they are not lasting, they are not under your control, so don't try to control them, don't try to make them last. Just take them for what they are. If they are still here, fine. But if they are gone, okay, no problem. And don't try to manage or control them. Sometimes you can, and when you cannot control or manage them, you have to leave them alone. Like people, sometimes you can control them and sometimes you cannot. When you cannot, you just have to give up and say, okay, do whatever you want. Like your children, when they're small, you can control them. But as they grow up, as they become older and older, they become less controllable. Until eventually they will not let you control them anymore. They want to control their own life. Same way with your body. Yeah. Your body, you can control them to a certain extent. But there are things that you cannot control, like aging, sickness and death. So you have to accept them. Let them be. Let them get old. Let them get sick and let them die. Because there's nothing else you can do. They are not under your control. But if you let them be, you will not be sad or unhappy. You will be peaceful and happy. Because you have nothing to do with them. You leave them alone. So this is the way of vipassana. Try to see things as they are, not as what you want them to be. And in order to let them be, you have to have samadhi. You have to stop your mind from attaching, clinging to things. When you do samadhi, you temporarily detach yourself from everything. So once you know how to detach, when you come to attach to something, you can detach right away. And you can see the difference between attaching and detaching. When you attach, you feel bad. When you detach, you feel good. So you can always feel good once you know how to detach. Once you can see things as they are, not as what you want them to be. So this is the practice of bhavana, to bring happiness. You are the one who creating happiness and unhappiness. Right now you don't know how to create happiness. You know how to create unhappiness. You're always unhappy, not happy with that person, this thing or that thing. Because you want them to be under your control. You want them to last. You don't see the truth of them. You don't see that they are not lasting. They don't last. You don't see that they are not under your control. So you have to change your attitude toward things. Try to look at everything as impermanent, as beyond your control. Look at everything like the weather. You don't want to, you know you cannot control the weather, right? So you don't have bad feeling toward the weather. You can take the rain, you can take the sunshine, you can take the storm, you can take anything. Because you know there's nothing you can do. You cannot control it. But instead of being sad or unhappy with them, you don't feel sad or unhappy with the weather. You try to adapt your mind, adjust your mind to the weather. But normally our nature, we like to change things to adapt to our desire. And that's where the problem starts. See? Because when you cannot change them, then you become sad or unhappy. So you need bhavana in order to change your attitude toward things. You have to learn how to detach by meditation and learn to look things as the way they are by vipassana. You have to do this separately. When you do samadhi, you don't do vipassana. You want to detach yourself from everything, calm your mind, leave everything alone. But when you come out of samadhi and you become involved with things, then you use vipassana to remind yourself not to cling to anything, not to control anything. If you want to control, you have to know when you can control and when you cannot control. When you cannot control, then you have to let go. But when you still can control, do it. Like your body, sometimes when you get sick, you can still fix it. Go see the doctor. Go take medicine. Yeah. But if your doctor says there's nothing he can do, then you have to accept that and let it be. Okay? So this is a short talk for you here. Okay. You can have questions if you like. Anybody want to ask anything?
What's the difference between indifference and equanimity?
Well, equanimity, you are unemotional, you're not involved emotionally, but you're still involved rationally. You still do things by using reason. If you can still deal with this person, you will deal with this problem, you deal with it, try to fix it. But your mind is not involved emotionally. If you can fix it, fine. If you cannot fix it, okay, no problem. This is what it means by equanimity. Indifference means just not to have anything to do with things, whether you can do it or not. See, but your mind is still emotionally involved. That's the difference. When you have equanimity, you are emotionally in a neutral point. No love or hate, no fear, no attachment. You can take them any way they come. But if you have indifference, it usually means you just don't care about it, but you still sometimes, you say you don't care, but inside you still feel bad or feel good toward those things. Yeah.
But then can you say that we don't have compassion if we just have no emotion at all?
Right. You have compassion out of the rationality, out of, say, you know that people want to be happy, people don't want to suffer. So when you see somebody suffer, you can help them if you can. But if you cannot help them, you say, too bad, it's beyond my ability to do so. But I would not feel bad if I have equanimity. But if I don't have equanimity, I will feel bad, because I'm doing it with desire. I want to help this person, but I cannot help him, then I feel bad. But if you have equanimity, you use reason. Yes, if I can help him, I will help him. But if I cannot help him, then I cannot help him. But we usually don't have equanimity. When we want to help somebody, we want to do it. And when we cannot do it, we feel bad, especially to our loved ones. When they get sick or when they cannot be helped, you feel sad. But if you have equanimity, you won't feel sad. You will just accept the reality of things. That's the way it is. Anicca, dukkha, anatta. They are not under your control.
Does it mean that if I want to help someone, I want it to be able to do it, that means I'm still trying to be in control?
If you do it out of desire, then it is emotional. See? But if you do it out of necessity, then it's not emotional. Like nurses and doctors, when they heal, when they fix you, they don't do it emotionally. They do it because it's their job, it's their duty, it's necessity. But if it's not your job, but you want to do it, then you do it emotionally involved. Okay.
Paul, how to practice, how to train the mind happily and efficiently?
Just what I said to you in this brief talk, you have to pavana. You have to have samatha pavana and vipassana pavana. First you have to calm your mind, to stop your mind from clinging, attaching to things. Separate your mind from everything temporarily. When you are separated from everything, then your mind becomes peaceful and happy. But after you come out of your samadhi and when you get involved with things, then you have to use vipassana to keep your mind apart from the things that you are involved with. You can deal with them rationally, but don't deal with them emotionally. That's all. Understand? Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Just now, Uncle mentioned practice samadhi and vipassana should be separated.
Yes.
And when we in a samadhi, and we also samadhi when we're facing people or situation, then we're using
Vipassana.
But now I'm not sure that because now my practicing is that I'm using an hour of samadhi, and then the certain body condition that have an object or certain pain and certain rest, then I switch to the contemplate it to the I'm still inside the samadhi and contemplate become like vipassana.
Well, you are sitting in samadhi, but your mind is not in samadhi if it's not calm. Once it becomes involved with your pain, then you're involved with things. So you have to use vipassana to separate the mind from the pain, to leave the pain alone. So you have to investigate or contemplate on the nature of pain as anicca, dukkha, anatta. When you see it as anicca, dukkha, anatta, you see it's like the weather, then you can leave it alone.
So this is still okay, right? I mean,
right.
Samadhi, but after an hour, then it becomes.
When I mean samadhi is when the mind is completely separate from everything. When it's calm and no body, no vedana, nothing. But when you come out, even while you're still sitting, and you become aware of your pain of the body, then you are already out of samadhi. Okay. Or when you come out completely and you start seeing your loved one getting sick, for instance, then you want to help that person, your loved one, but then you realize that there's nothing you can do for him or her. So the only thing you can do then is just remain calm and look at the person as anicca, dukkha, anatta. Anicca is that body gonna get old, get sick, and die. Anatta, they cannot control it. You just have to let it be. If you let it be, then you will not be sad or feeling bad. But if you want to prolong or to prevent that body from dying, then you will become disturbed, unhappy. And eventually, when you lose that body, then you feel sad. But if you have vipassana, you will see that this is anicca, anatta, and if you are attached to it, you have dukkha. If you detach yourself from that body, then you will have no dukkha. You will not feel sad when that body dies. Or same thing with your own body, same way. Either your other people's body or your own body, it's the same thing. You are attached to them just the same. Except maybe with your own body, the attachment is much stronger than your attachment toward other people's body. But you treat it, you solve it the same way. You look at the body as anicca, as anatta. If you can let go of the body, then you will have no dukkha. So you have to simulate the situation before it actually happens. When you come out of your samadhi, imagine when you're gonna die, for instance, and ask yourself, can you let it go or not? Just keep asking yourself this question. And when you feel that you can, then you try to go find a situation that will test your understanding, whether you can actually let go or not. Like going to a place where you are afraid to go, like in the jungle, in the forest, staying somewhere alone and exposed to some kind of risk, some kind of danger, like animals. And when you have this fear for life, fear of death, see if you can get rid of it by letting go of your body or not. If you can let go of your body, your fear will subside right away, will disappear. Then from that moment on, you will know that you're no longer afraid of death. But you have to have something to prove it, not by just imagining it. Some people, they imagine that, oh, I'm gonna die, okay, I can accept it. This is not good enough, because you haven't faced the test yet.
One day, how do we prolong our samadhi? I find that when we reach samadhi, a state of calm, the body naturally feel that it's not natural to be happy and all that. It tends to be come out of it. What do we do to prolong our samadhi?
You have to increase your mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
You have to maintain a lot more mindfulness. Once you're out of samadhi, you have to continue on with your mindfulness. Don't let your mind be without mindfulness. And try to go back into samadhi as much as possible. Do as much sitting as possible. Then you will have the strength to stay longer each time in your samadhi. That's why you have to be a monk, see. Then you can do it all day long. Otherwise you won't have time to do it.
Okay. Someone says that absorption kind of jhana might not be necessary for the first and second stage of enlightenment, but for the third stage it is necessary. What is Bhante's opinion?
Well, it's really hard to say this because some people might seem that they don't have any samadhi and they seem to be able to become enlightened by just listening to a Dhamma talk or something like that. But in fact, they might already have samadhi without they knowing it. They already have it established previously in their past lives. Their mind is a lot calmer than somebody else. So, to say that you have to have this level of samadhi or not, I cannot support or verify. Let's put it that way. But I can verify that in order to have wisdom, you have to have samadhi, and in order to have become enlightened, you have to have wisdom, and so you cannot be without samadhi, because if you have no samadhi, when you listen to Dhamma talk, your wisdom will be just sutta maya panya, which is not strong enough. You need pavana maya panya to be able to become enlightened. Sutta and cinta maya panya is not strong enough. And so in order to have pavana maya panya, your mind must have ubekha already. Ubekha is what you gain from the fourth jhana. So some people might have ubekha in their past lives, and they never sit down and practice samadhi, but their mind is always calm, equanimity all the time. And when they heard of the Four Noble Truths, anicca, dukkha, anatta, they can become enlightened right away. Like the Lord Buddha, when he gave his first sermon, and to the 5 ascetics, all 5 have jhanas already, have ubekha already. So when the Buddha told them about the Four Noble Truths, one of them realized the path, the fruit of enlightenment, the first fruit of enlightenment. He can see anicca, whatever arises will cease, namely the body. The body rises and ceases. The body born and then will get old, get sick and die. This is what the Venerable Ajahn Gontanya understand. Before he knew the body will get old, get sick and die, but the mind would not accept. His mind did not accept this truth. His mind still want the body not to get old, get sick and die. But once the Buddha said, this is the truth and you cannot do anything about it, it's anatta, it's beyond your control. And the reason why you have dukkha because you don't want it to get old, get sick and die. So when he understands this problem, then he switched his mind from not wanting the body to get old, get sick and die, and accept the body that it will die, it will get old, get sick. Then the mind no longer have any dukkha toward the body. So don't worry too much about the theory or whether you have to have first jhana or second jhana or not. Just look at the result. Are you enlightened yet? If you're not, then you're not having either samadhi or wisdom. If you think you have wisdom and you're still not enlightened, that means you don't have enough samadhi. So go do more samadhi. Okay? Because there is no gauge, we can gauge whether we have second jhana or fourth jhana or fifth jhana. Who can gauge? There's no meter in which you can plug into your mind and say, oh, you already have fourth jhana. No need to develop fourth jhana anymore. Go ahead and develop wisdom, you know. The only thing you can gauge is whether you can become enlightened or not. If you're not enlightened, then you have to check the list. You have sila, you have samadhi, you have panya. If you have these three, then you have to ask yourself which one is lacking. You know. Because sometimes you might have them all but not complete. You might have only 30%, 50%, 20%. So you might have to increase this level of sila, samadhi, panya to become full. You know, you have to need 100% to achieve enlightenment with each stage of enlightenment. Each stage of enlightenment have different problems, but you need the same sila, samadhi, panya to solve them. So you try to look at the sila, samadhi, panya. If you're not enlightened now, it means your sila, samadhi, panya is still not complete. So try to develop more of it. Check your sila. You still kill mosquito or ants, you know. If you do, your sila is still not complete. You know. Can you go into samadhi anytime you want? Every time you sit down, 5 minutes, you might become calm right away. This is samadhi. You have to be very efficient, very like driving a car. Once you get in the car, you can start and drive. Not trying to learn how to shift the gear and use the brakes. And, you know, if you're still doing that, it means you don't know how to drive yet. It's the same way with sitting samadhi. And you sit there for half an hour and you're still struggling to get it to become calm. It means you don't have samadhi yet.
What you say is the absorption kind of jhana.
So absorption is samadhi. See, the mind is absorbed on one object.
Not cut off from everything, cannot hear, cannot...
Yeah, when it goes into fourth jhana, then it's totally detached from the body.
Or that is the absorption.
Yeah, absorption. But the first level, second level, you can still hear sounds and feel the body pain. So, but if you go into the fourth, it's completely detached from the body.
Brandon, what's the best method of getting samadhi?
Mindfulness. You have to develop mindfulness all day long. From the time you get up, keep reciting Bhutto, Bhutto. Don't think about anything. Just Bhutto, Bhutto as you go on doing your work. You taking a shower, brushing your teeth, combing your hair, dressing, eating. Just use maintain Bhutto, recite Bhutto. Don't let your mind go think about other things. And then when you sit, your mind will become samadhi very quickly, very easily. Keep reciting Bhutto all day long. Only stop when you have to think about something important. But if you don't have to think, don't let your mind think. Don't think aimlessly. Don't fantasize. Don't dream. You know, just keep Bhutto, 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 Bhutto. Only thing when you have to, like when you're working, when you have to do accounting, you know, then you have to use your thinking. Then you stop Bhutto for a while. But after you finish working, then you come back and use Bhutto, Bhutto. Or you can stop when your mind not thinking about anything. But when your mind starts to think aimlessly, then you have to stop. Bring it back to Bhutto, Bhutto. And when you have nothing to do, try to sit still, close your eyes and repeat Bhutto, Bhutto. Then your mind can enter into jhana that way. Your body has to be still first before your mind can enter into jhana. Because if you're still moving the body, your mind is working. See? So it cannot enter into jhana. The mind can only enter jhana when the body sits still, not doing anything, not seeing, not hearing. You have to close your eyes and then concentrate on Bhutto, Bhutto, or concentrate on your breath. And then this concentration will bring the mind to absorption, into jhana. Clear? Okay. Any more?
I would like to know how to practice the anapanasati mentioned in the satipatthana, do we have to just aware of the breathing, the whole breathing, and let the composure develop by itself?
Right.
Or do we have to zoom in or something like a sharp concentration, you know?
You have to focus on one point of the breath, usually at the tip of the nose, where the air come into contact with the body. Just stay focused on that one point. You don't have to follow the breath inside or outside. Just stay at one point because you want to fix your mind to become still. And all you have to do is just to be aware of the breath, whether it is short or long, whether it is coarse or it is subtle or fine. Just be aware. Don't try to manage your breath. Just leave the breath alone. You're just using the breath as an anchor, so to prevent your mind from thinking about other things. And even if the breath seems to disappear, don't become fearful or afraid that you are not breathing. Maybe because your breath is so fine that you cannot feel it. But just be aware that the breath is fine, and just keep being aware. Don't think. Then eventually your mind will drop into absorption. But if you become afraid, then you start to think, and then when you think, your mind become you will come back. Instead of going inside, it will come back out to the body, to the breath.
When we say focus on the breath, do we become a little of force?
Force, just leave the breath alone.
Natural.
Yeah, leave it natural. Just watch it, that's all.
Just watch it.
Yeah. Because sometimes your breath can be short or long, because before you come and sit, you might have some physical activity, then your breath might be short. But if you're not doing any physical activity, your breath might be longer or more subtle. Just be aware, that's all. Yeah. You just want to use the breath as an anchor, because if the mind has nothing to watch, it will start to think about this and that. And when you think, your mind will never enter into absorption. Your mind can only enter into absorption only when you are fixed at one thing, either at Butto, 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 or at the breath. Okay, I think maybe this is long enough for you today. Let me give you the Anumodana first, then you can give me the stuff later. Okay? Yatha varikvaha pura parikpurenti sakalang evameva ito tinang petanang upakapati ichitang patitang tumhang kipameva samichatu sapphe purentu sankapa janto panara so yatha manichoti raso yatha sappitiyo vivachantu sapparoko vinapsatu ma te pavatavantarayo sukhi thi khayuko phava Abhiwatanasi litsa nitjang vuttha pajayino jattaro dhamma vatanti ayuvano sukhang phalang. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, you can offer some dana now if you like. Have you read my books before in English? Have you seen my books? Read my books?
Yes,
okay. They have them in Malaysia.
I see you mostly in YouTube.
I know.
YouTube.
Your Facebook every day you give a Dharma teaching.
Okay. Have YouTube and Dhamma in English. Okay. If there are food, if I think that edible, you have to separate them. I cannot accept them by hand. Separate.